Cops chasing perpetrators spot and record kids doing something unusual inside a field on an Easter day. But before we start, please make sure to subscribe to m&rtv and hit the bell so you never miss any upload from us. Also, leave a like right now. This incredible incident occurred in a town of London. The sun was blazing in the sky, and down on the ground, a bunch of locals had gathered to celebrate Easter egg hunt. This much-awaited day is celebrated in the pomp and show in this particular place. However, this time something happened that put the celebration on a halt. The soiree was interrupted by a loud noise coming from the sky and a man running towards the wood. It was the sound of a helicopter, and the man who was running was a fugitive. Clearly, the police were trying to catch him, but the man was too fast and smart. Well, this was not it. The real twist came when the local kids took the matter in their hands. The kids had no plans though. Well, in the absence of a plan, the kids ended up doing something that made the police flying in the chopper land on the field. It was unbelievable. It all started off as an action film. Fugitives took a random car and started driving it like a crazy person. The car was running like a fire on the road. Clearly, they were trying to escape the police who were following them on a helicopter. Soon, the fugitives jumped out of the car and sprinted in the direction of the woods. Clearly, the fugitives were having an upper hand on the cops. Scaringly, they had managed to dodge the police to a greater extent. The helicopters have their own limits, and the fugitives knew very well about it. This is why they turned to the land covering the forest. The fugitive did it intentionally, as he knew the helicopter would not be able to see through the forest. As expected, the cops lost sight of him. So were the fugitives safe? Nope. Just when the police thought they would have to make the search on foot, they spotted something unusual in the field. Well, that odd thing changed the story altogether. The police always record the mission they work on, so they were documenting this one too. However, little did they know the footage would turn into a viral video that would win over many hearts. Once the mission was over, the police released the footage for the world to see. Well, the clip soon went viral. What's so special about the clip? The time when the police were following the culprits, there was a bunch of kids playing on the ground. They had already seen the culprits and the police. While the group included kids aged between 6 to 12, they were playing Easter egg hunt. They had come with their parents to watch the show. However, their interest was soon grabbed by the police thief chase. It was one of the favorite days of the children. Today, they were going to participate in Easter egg hunt. Well, it goes without saying that the day has a lot of crazy kids. This unbelievable incident took place in London. The locals had gathered in a field to play Easter egg hunt. However, their plan took an unexpected turn. Easter egg hunt is an interesting game made especially for children. In it, the elders of the home hide the hard-boiled eggs or artificial eggs in the ground after dyeing them. The eggs are called Easter eggs, therefore the kids have to find them. The eggs are filled with chocolates or other edible items. The force spokesperson explained that the residents at Easter egg hunt got very excited in seeing the police copter. But it didn't take the intrepid residents long to realize they were witnessing a police pursuit set within their quiet rural community. Initially, they thought the helicopter was part of the fun. They waited for the craft to show some stunt. However, they soon learned that it was a serious issue. Whereas the elders went back to celebration, the kids kept on looking up at the helicopter, and then their eyes caught sight of a man running hastily. The unique situation had captured the attention of kids. A man was running through the woods with a helicopter above him. This was enough for them to understand that something was not right. They had seen alike scenarios in several action movies. They realized that they had to do something. The young kids were filled with enthusiasm and patriotism, so much so that they decided to help the police. Helping the authorities would mean postponing Easter egg hunt. The kids had no qualms in putting the celebration off to another day. They had decided what their priority was. While the task they had taken in their hand was no doubt a difficult one, but the kids had made up their mind. There was no guarantee either if they would be able to help the police catch the thief or not. So how were they going to capture the attention of authorities, who were many feet away in this helicopter? Initially, the squad began waving their hands. However, the policemen ignored them, as this was not the first time they had seen kids waving at them. Thereafter, they also made signs to the place where the fugitive had hidden. Again, They could not get the attention of the police as the authorities misunderstood their hand movements to be something that every kid does on seeing a helicopter. So what were the kids going to do now? They had to do something really quick as the time was running out. How can they help the police from the ground? It was then an amazing idea struck one of the older kids in the group. What did they do next? What they did next made even the police stunned. NPAS Sergeant Paul Soshin said, "I'm sure the last thing the group of daring, capable residents expected when they set out on Friday afternoon was to abandon their Easter egg hunt to assist us in a police search, but the initiative they demonstrated proved to be invaluable." The police had failed to understand the true meaning behind their waving, so they decided to form a sign. But how were they going to do that? Well, they had a perfect plan for that. Just like in cartoons, they were going to form an arrow, but there was no guarantee this idea would work. The idea was supported by everyone. They all immediately lied down and formed an arrow pointing toward the place where the fugitive was hiding. They did not know if the police could see it or not, but they did it in hope. The policemen did not take long to realize that the kids were actually trying to show them where the fugitives were. The police later stated, "The children quickly formed an arrow on the ground in the middle of a plowed field to guide the helicopter in the direction of the fleeing pair." Initially, the police could not understand what that was, so they zoomed in, and when they realized it was nothing but a bunch of kids forming a human arrow, they just could not believe it. They were astonished and confused, but the message had gotten to them loud and clear. They took a hard, long look and flew toward the direction it pointed towards. NPAS explained, "The swift action taken by the group of parents and their children was the sort of thing you would usually associate with an Enid Blyton adventure or with ingenuity, but their ingenuity proved a great help for our crews." The policemen directed their camera to the spot the kids were pointing toward. It took them no time to sight the fugitives. The police then gave instruction to ground troops to reach the spot and arrest both of them. It was a significant victory for the police as the fugitives had committed some serious crimes. The helicopter crew relayed this information to officers on the ground, and a short time later, 2 men were arrested, stated police. However, it did not mark the end of the mission. Kids saw helicopters descending on the field. The fugitive had been caught, but why did the officers land on the field? Well, they had landed with a purpose. The spokesperson stated in a press release, "As a thank you for their efforts, the NPAS crew landed nearby to thank the children for the role they played in the incident, and they even shared a few chocolate treats with them, which was an added bonus after a busy shift." Thanks to the little saviors, the police succeeded in nabbing the fugitive. The 2 men aged 28 and 27 were finally in the hands of police. The fugitives were charged with burglary. Although they had been granted bail, the case is still ongoing in the court. Well, it was a sweet surprise for the policemen. They had never imagined that one day they would be able to solve a case with the help of the kids. There is no denying that had the kids not acted in time, the cops would not have caught the culprits. The chief policeman said, "This is as unbelievable as it gets." No wonder the kids who helped policemen in catching the fugitives soon became local heroes. The incident not only surprised the police but also the locals who had no idea that their children were so brave. Forming a human arrow to help police is an idea that not everyone can come up with. The policemen were confident that the town these kids were living in was fully safe and secure. What bad can happen to a place that is protected by these smart and brave children? Well, the kids were about to become very popular. It was a joint effort by all the kids, so the award should be given to everyone. Well, let's see when they get the award, but for now, they are being showered with love and hugs from their family and friends. We are sure that the kids would have an amazing Easter hunt after helping the police in catching the thief. This is true that what the kids did could have landed them in trouble if they had caught the sight of the fugitive. Despite the risks involved, those children went ahead and helped the police. That definitely makes them heroes. No wonder these little heroes are being celebrated in their school. Excitedly, the video recorded by the police of the human arrow went viral all across the world. In no time, these kids were making the headlines for their bravery. Their parents were beaming with pride. So what is the aim of these kids? On being asked what it is they want to be, many of them replied that they aim to be police officers. While taking their bravery into account, the police department would be more than happy to have them. While the kids are enjoying their share of popularity and admiration, this Easter turned out to be an unforgettable one in their lives. It wouldn't be wrong to say the kids saved the name of the police as well as the entire locality. So what do you think? Have you seen any kids so brave and smart? These children truly are the future, so it feels nice to see them committed to their responsibilities and duties as citizens. It is important we inoculate love and respect for the country in our kids.